Hey peeps, Ms. Croft here. So today's video, I just wanted to talk about, in honor of Mother's Day, is about, how do I put it, like struggling relationships with our mothers, okay? Because yes, we love our mothers and stuff, but the world is what the world is, and we end up sometimes with issues. Now, while I'm talking to you guys, I am going to be coloring on a card. Okay, that's my, I don't know if you can see it. That's my version of Nine of Pentacles, which is this. Yep, so that's what I'm doing. Just then I, get a couple things done at once. So yeah, I've known a lot of people that have had a lot of issues dealing with their mothers, right? Some people's moms are narcissists. Some people's moms are just straight up abusive. Some people's moms just don't care. And some people's moms, they totally love them and there's no like issues and they do have a healthy relationship. It just depends on what our destiny is this time around in this life, but camera stopped. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about how I dealt with that struggle and what I did that helped me get through it. And now today I have a pretty good relationship, I would say, with my mother, finally. But I'm nearing 40, so it was tough. So I'm saying a lot because I'm trying to outline here. So I went through counseling, did that, therapy, talked about my mother, relationship with my mother. But as a teenager, I was just wild and I had like no respect for my mother. So to be fair, like I drove my mom crazy, probably. Yeah, she's got stories for days, I'm sure. But, a lot of it was maturing and learning boundaries, blah, 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 stuff like that. And then my mother found happiness. So there's that. My father played my mother and I against each other. It was not a good thing. Okay, so that's what he did. And that's like super on him. But I mean, we struggled, my mother and I. We really struggled. So many nasty fights we probably had through the years. And, we're not even there anymore. Like, we're nowhere near that, which is nice, I would say. Definitely. I actually learned a lot of my mom's good traits from her, even though we went through all that stuff as kids and all that. So, I mean, we survived, we got out of it. So definitely, I would say the best way I got through that with my mother is I tried. Does that make sense? Like, I tried to have a better relationship with her. So I started to mature myself and all that jazz as I got older, and as I learned forgiveness. So I learned what forgiveness was, and I was holding on to so much unforgiveness towards my mother. And finally, when I forgave her, and it was, forgiveness is just, it's a simple choice. Once I learned it was a simple choice and not a feeling, because yes, I used to think it was a feeling, okay? It was just so easy to do. Some people are like, oh, I can't forgive that person. Well, you probably can't forgive that person because you're choosing to hold on to the resentment. I'm just being real. So, I see where I made a mistake. Oops. if you want to let that go and you want a better relationship, no matter how it struggles, it all starts with forgiveness. So I was just like, okay, well, I choose to forgive her. It helps us feel better too, peeps. Like, you know, not hold on to that nasty resentment, because it's really nasty energy. We don't want to be in that energy, right? That's how I feel about it. But so yeah, it was, you know, it was tough, and the fights that we got into were absolutely insane, and I feel really bad about them and stuff. But all we can do is move on, and have to realize that a lot of it was the abuse, and it was what my father wanted. So he wanted us to be against each other, and you already noises go by, it's just vehicles going by and stuff. But I mean, that's really my best like way to explain how I got through it, okay? And now today I have a relationship with my mom, even if it is a little awkward and stuff, and I'm still learning every day how to have a relationship with my mom. I think a lot of us are, really. I really do think a lot of us are, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Do you? I mean, I wouldn't think so, right? So yeah, we should honor the fact that we are here as our mothers. And maybe some mothers are just seriously toxic and you got to stay away from them. And that's, my mom and I used to be very toxic people. But, you know, we kind of got through our stuff, I would say, and now we can have a relationship with each other, and it's you know, it's good. It's a good thing, I would say. Super good thing. So when before it was just like, oh, my mother. I just remember saying that when I was younger, because I was an asshole. I mean, you know, sorry for the swearing there, but I'm just being real. You know, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, I don't mind swearing. Well, some people do, and so I don't want to upset anyone or blah, blah, blah. I'm just being my authentic self. This is where I'm at in life now. Like, if people don't like who I am, that's their business, not mine. You know, my business is to focus on myself and love myself. That's what where we should all be at. And I think that right there was probably also what helped. Right? Definitely. Yeah. Focusing on myself, loving myself, because we can't love others unless we love each other. Like, we can't. We can't love ourselves. No, that's still wrong. We can't love others if we don't love ourselves. I was gonna get it eventually. It was right there, man. So there's that. But yeah, me maturing, me putting myself aside. Now, with really toxic people, they're dangerous or whatever, obviously you can't have like a relationship with them. That really sucks. Or, you know, and this might bother people who, you know, don't have their parents anymore and want their parents, you know, wish they could have them back because of some tragic situation and whatnot. And my heart goes out to people like that. So if that's your story, I'm so sorry. You know, I can't imagine what that's like. Not to bring anyone down, just acknowledging. So yeah, it's just, it is what it is. And now I can say that, yeah, I have an alright relationship with my mom now. And that's good. And I love my mom. And I would probably do anything to help my mom. Like, you know, she went through a lot of trauma too when we were kids. And it wasn't all just us. suffering. My mother was suffering as well, sadly, you know. Is what it is. See birds or something. So, yeah, here's what I got. Looking on that card there. So yeah, Nine of Pentacles totally reminds me of my mom, because my mom was always working, always working, always working, always working. And I think she did that to help deal with the situation, but plus she had to bring in money. Someone had to do it. You know, it is what it is. And I'm glad, you know, for the mother that I have. I'm grateful for my mom, and I love her very much. Even though we went through so many trials in the past, it just is what it is. And my mom's a very strong woman, and I'm a very strong woman. And my brother's a strong dude. And I've totally forgiven my mother. I mean, you know, I had to really realize a lot of stuff. And I think that's just where, I think that's really what it's more about than anything, you know? And it's so freeing. Like, forgiving people is completely freeing. I think it is. And I know some people are going to disagree. And they're going to be like, well, I can't forgive. And, you know, everyone's different. And that's okay. You know, because that's your business. You know. I just know that's when I found freedom. And I also cried, and it was very relieving, and bug, and, you know, stuff like that. So a lot of weight just off the shoulders. Just gone. So yeah, I think that just trying. I mean, really, that's the best way I can probably say it, right? I mean, really. Yeah. Can't really think of, you know, much else. I know some people just, probably Mother's Day comes up and probably feel sad or awkward or mad or just like, I don't want to acknowledge that day. And my heart goes out to you if that's you. Just know that. Definitely be in my prayers and stuff like that, for real. I know I'm saying a lot, but it's because I'm coloring and stuff and drawing and blah, blah, blah. We've all have a fight that we're all dealing with. And I think a lot of us are doing the best that we can do. So just keep on fighting. Ooh, this is bronze green. Anyway. Oh, I like it. It definitely looks like tree. Heck yeah, tree color. Okay, but I think that's all I have for today was that, because Mother's Day is coming up. And then for those of you who are mothers, happy Mother's Day to you. May it be very blessed. May you have an awesome day. And love yourself, and know that if you're being celebrated, mothers out there, it's because you deserve it. And then there are some mothers out there who sadly can't be with their children for whatever reasons, either because of evil ex-spouses, or could be you know, people passed on. And I don't mean to bring anyone down. My heart goes out to anyone that's going through that. I know what that's like. That'll be a topic for another day, and how I get through that, because that in itself is pretty hard, pretty horrible. Vehicle's going by again. But yeah, I think that's all I have. I want to thank you guys for listening. I hope that I helped someone And it was tough to really talk about the subject just because of my own experience. It was very, very much of struggle, man, definitely total struggle. But I'm really grateful that today it's not. And I hope that, you know, you can work on your relationship with your mom if that's what you want to do. Okay? Yeah. So, here's how far I got. It takes a while to do these because I like to be on, trying to be all perfect and detail and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So, I'll see you guys the next time around. Okay?